I need to update our tournament, and there are some college basketball things I want to talk about because I simply don't want to normalize the breathtaking amazing it is that Rick Pitino's back in the game. I don't want this to be a day that passes where not just because he's a vampire, but he is the literal undead, proving you cannot kill a coaching career that could take 3 programs to the Final Four. It can't be killed, not by 15 seconds of sex in an Italian restaurant. It can't be killed by any kind of shame, not by wiretaps. It is a career that cannot be killed. It will survive climate change. It will survive a nuclear holocaust.
Everything.
At the end, all that will stand in the next life form is Pitino, glowing and radiant and undead, and he's going to take his team to the Final Four.
In a white suit.
He'll be coaching a 4 seed against the aliens.
A 6-year deal for Pitino.
Yep.
They should have just made it a lifetime deal for the vampire. They were afraid of having to pay him for the next 7,000 years.
This is his favorite school color. I mean,
he's not so crazy about the Saint. The Saint in the
He'll
name.
overcome it.
I don't know how this works. There've got to be crosses all around that school. They're going to have to take those down.
They've already started doing that.
But there have to be. Do there not? One would not assume that if we were to go to the campus or around the gym of St. John's University, that we will see crosses and religious symbols that are likely to make Rick Pitino's job there harder.
I would bet that there are as many crosses at that school as there is any school in America, Dan. Yeah. Yes. But he will figure out his way around. Just avoid the crosses.
Why isn't there a sports team nicknamed the Vampires?
Yeah.
I feel like that's a good, menacing team nickname.
The Vamps?
Out of the Big Ten?
The religious groups might not like that a whole lot.
What about the Devils?
The Vampires?
What do you mean, the religious groups?
Yeah.
You mean like
I mean,
a religious school wouldn't want to be associated with the undead?
Right. It's akin to,
Greg.
Yeah.
The Blue Devils. That's the nickname of a school.
I know, but that's Duke, so
it's not a religious school.
Oh, that's Duke. Okay,
you
that's
make an exception because
he's
Duke.
right. Holy
It's
Cross is
Krzyzewski.
unlikely to be the Devils. Any of the religious schools probably unlikely to have a devil of a mascot.
I'm just saying. I mean, it doesn't have to be a religious school. Just like what's a program that you think nothing about? I don't know, like Purdue. What if Purdue with the vampires instead of the Boilermakers?
I've been doing some
right?
Yeah, I've been doing some research. I'm looking here at Carnesecca Arena, and looks to be like there are no crosses inside the gym.
Ooh, wow.
We got him on the case. We got Tony on the case.
Yeah.
Are you doing one of those like real estate drone tours?
Yeah, I'm doing a tour right now, yeah.
Google Maps, you draw the little person on the screen.
Nice facility.
Carnesecca Arena.
So no crosses anywhere.
That's hard to believe. It's St. John's.
Just in the arena, they're saying.
St. John.
I know, but still.
Right.
I mean, if Pitino had his way, they would just call it John's. Get rid of the Saint altogether. I can see them doing that. Right?
John's.
Why are you wedded to the Saint? I mean, John's University.
Well, they've already changed, right? They used to be the St. John. They're now the Red Storm, correct? They used to be the Red Men, so they did have to change part of their name. Now
they're just red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, as you mentioned,
Red blood.
Pitino loves. Yes,
That's the
thank
right
you.
color.
Thank you,
Yes.
Stugotz, for pointing out that blood is red.
The John Red.
That's right. If they're bad, they'll suck, and he'll say, "What's wrong with that?"
It's pretty good.
Oh, wow. Oh, man. Oh, boy.
Let's update the tournament here, but before we do so, our tournament brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. I just want to go into the Pitino file. I did not think this day would come, Stugotz. Usually we empty the Pitino file or all files on people who are in the news when they die, but that day is never going to come for Rick Pitino, nor his career. And so we will have no chance to go to our Pitino file very often. We did a 30 for 30 at ESPN. Stugotz voiced it, where we explained to people, and I think we broke this news. We broke this news at ESPN, right? That Pitino was a vampire.
We did, yes. Yeah.
Nobody covered that the way our show did. And so we did a 30 for 30. We did the research. It was a great 30 for 30. It's what got Meadowlark into the film business.
What if I told you that one of college basketball's most decorated coaches was born 400 years before the sport was first played. That he clearly chose basketball because it was indoors. That after several lustful centuries roaming the beyond, he finally found love on an Italian restaurant table for 15 seconds. That he could have gone for a second course and still had time left on the shot clock. That he expected accountability from everyone around him, but he himself wasn't capable of looking in the mirror. Literally. That the opponent he feared the most is Holy Cross. That up until this point, the only thing that stuck to him were a few crumbs from that restaurant floor.
Come on.
That this whole time, he's been coaching 90 minutes away from Transylvania University. That he's not too worried about his latest scandal because if he sits out the next few hundred seasons, the right job will become available.
See?
That Van Helsing isn't walking through that door. That UMass might need a coach, but Minuteman would be giving him too much credit. That the FBI put the final nail in the coffin. ESPN Films presents the greatest example of time healing all wounds, except, of course, for a stake to the heart.
Holy crap, does your voice sound great in that?
Oh, my God. It's so unbelievable.
It's a
What a
different time.
difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was only 5 years ago.
Wow.
Different time. Yeah.
Eaters.
Do you hear it, Stugotz? You hear how much
Yeah,
more
my
youthful-
voice sounds great today.
The broadcast pipes, the broadcast pipes were stronger in our prime at ESPN. I need to stop today. It really is a cause for celebration. It needs to be, because the FBI didn't put the final nail in the coffin.
No, they didn't.
He's back, because he's always going to be back, because somebody is always going to need to get to the Final Four.
St. John's has been bad for a while, and they've gone to the alumni. Well, I believe Chris Mullen was the coach there for a while, and nothing has worked for St. John's since I was watching the Big East in 2005.
Not since Mike Jarvis was the coach.
Yeah.
Rick Pitino has made so much money coaching. He owns racehorses. He doesn't need any of this, except for the part about being a bloodsucker on college basketball that needs it in his veins. He's going to get back in the game, Stugotz. Like, he's going to make the jump.
Oh, he's there, Dan.
In his late 70s. He's going to break this contract.
You mean back in the game, like back to Kentucky? Like
Yeah,
he's going to make
I'm
it
saying
all
top
the
of
way
the
back,
sport, top of
right?
the sport.
Like
He's
Carolina,
yes,
perhaps.
He's going to face off again. He is going him, and that used car salesman Calipari are going to just stare at each other and point and be the Spider-Man meme of you again through the eternities. They're just going to roll around.
Soon it will just be the two of them.
Yes, always getting a Boogie Cousins to be better than you. Yes.
How long does Duke have to be bad before they go to Pitino?
No. That's never happening. That's never happening, dude. Never.
Over Coach K's dead body.
But never over Pitino's dead body. The career lives on. Now, lest you think we didn't break this story, Jay Billis, I don't remember the context of this. I think Jay Billis, we were criticizing him because the whole network was soft on Pitino and nobody wanted to call him out on anything. And Billis was going to do some big interview with Pitino but couldn't get a hold of him, was leaving voicemail messages. Is that the context?
Hello, no one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
Hey, David, it's Billis. We're all set for the Pitino interview. He didn't ask for any conditions on topics. I can ask anything I want, and I can go into any area I want. He did have a couple of requests, logistical stuff, so it shouldn't be a big deal. He'd like to do the interview at midnight, and he's going to be in the Carpathian Mountains, so I guess we'll have to have a local camera crew. Really can't blame him for wanting to get out of town with all the media attention. He did ask about our blood types, and he expressed some concern over garlic being used, so you might want to let catering know that he may have some dietary restrictions. He said bottled water would be fine, and asked that we make sure there was no holy water. He asked about the appropriate attire, which frankly I hadn't thought about. So I just told him business casual, open collar. That seemed to make him happy. He asked if I was going to wear a turtleneck, but I told him I'm not Steve Jobs or Mike Bray, and he got a kick out of that one. So, okay, that's it. So I'll just see you at the venue. And let's not let this out to anyone until the interview's done. Like, don't tell Le Batard because he'll just make a big joke out of everything on the air. No offense, but that guy's stupid. All right, later.
Was he in I Come in Peace, the movie?
Yes, he was. He was in the back seat. He was the good alien, according to the credits, I guess.
Tony seems baffled by all of this.
That was right off the cuff. That was incredible.
This is what I'm telling you.
I saw the movie. So.
Roy is a
You
weird.
read the credits?
It's a weird.
Yeah.
He's a weird savant. It's a useless tool that he has.
It's not
until you need it.
Until you need it. Very useful, isn't it? Dolph Lundgren.